Hey, it's good to see everybody once again on Comic-Con Line. Um, Big book today, Stray Dogs. I think there's a lot of memes out there. People running to their shop, getting there early, wanting to make sure they picked them up, got all the covers they wanted, things like that. So it's really cool. So obviously tonight we're going to be talking with Tony and Trish. But before that, got to do a sponsorship, and it's kind of a shameless self plug, but that's okay. So both myself and Archroom Collectibles are going over to the Whatnot platform. Not Comic Con Line, but our own individual things that we do. We sell comics for a living. And so we're going to be doing that. So you'll see our names kind of down on the screens once in a while. Archroom Collectibles and JJ Comics on Whatnot. Make sure you follow. A lot of interesting stuff. If you know anything about me, I have not been selling comics for at least a year because I've been just working on shipping exclusives for what seems like a lifetime. But anyway, so we're really proud of our sponsors this week. Really, really proud of them. Anyways, but that's kind of it. But before we get into this, it's been an exciting day. It's really I don't know. There's been a fever pitch for this for so long. And I always like to tell people, like, I don't know what you're expecting, And so before we bring on Trish and Tony, I got a chance to sit down and read it today. I really loved it. There were certain stories that I really, really enjoyed, certain stories that really hit me. And they're short stories, and there's more to come. And there's a lot of dog pictures in there, which is totally cool too. But we're going to talk to Tony and Trish about, how was today for them? We remember the first day that the book dropped. Now we've got the first day of this. They've been working their tails off to get covers out there. And we might have a special guest. And as usual, we're going to drop something here for everybody, especially for Stray Dog fans, that you are not going to want to miss. And we'll obviously let you know how that's going to go. And I'll give you all the terms and conditions and all of that. So enough about me, enough about all that stuff. Let's go ahead and let's bring on everybody.
Oh, hello.
Oh, Trish, it looks like you just came in from outside.
Yeah, I made it. And it's cold outside.
You still have your stylish scarf on.
Yeah,
I know.
I'm very... it's cool outside. Not freezing, but cool. Enough to warrant the scarf.
Little chilly here. That's all I'll say. Tony knows what I mean.
Same.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, I'm going to go to each of you. I'll start with Tony right away because we talked about this right away. I'll let Trish get a little bit warmed up. But Tony, Stray Dogs Dog Days dropped today. I know you had to have at least one signing today, right?
I had one today. I've got one tomorrow.
Okay.
I was at Muse Comics and Games in Colorado Springs, which is where my family lives. I'm here for Christmas, so I just stayed a few extra days to do a couple signings. It was great. A bunch of people came through. I got to do some drawings for people and some sketches and some signed a bunch of books, and I was signing trades and dog days. It was cool. They ordered a whole bunch of books, so they've got a bunch of the 1 in 50 covers too. Yeah, it was neat. My buddy Jason Meets came out. He did a couple of the Dog Days covers, like the retailer covers. So it was nice to get to see him. He's a local guy. So yeah, it was neat.
Okay. And I mean, was it the same kind of fever pitch that there was when you've done other signings and shows prior? I mean, was it that
it
same?
Wasn't crazy. I think we might have overstayed our welcome, or it's just the week after Christmas. So we'll see.
I doubt you overstayed your welcome. I highly doubt that. Anyway, Trish, how about yourself? How did you celebrate today? Did you do any signings? Did you sneak into any stores and quickly sign comics or anything?
I celebrated by working, sadly. But I was keeping up with social media. So a lot of people were tagging me and stuff. So I'm like sharing everything. Every time I saw my name pop up, I was like, oh, no, share this quickly. It's usually a retailer or something like, yeah, we got books in. I plan on going down to my LCS either tomorrow or Friday to quick sign some
Give them
stuff.
a plug. We know who they are.
Oh, yeah. I've got two. I've got Collector's Corner in Parkville, and I've got Third Eye Comics in Annapolis.
Yeah, both very
Those are
well
right.
respected shops. I just was reading Third Eye's newsletter today, telling me all the new comics coming out because I'm always behind.
They did two exclusives for #1. They did Elvira and that basket case. And they both came out really good, and they look really good on the cardstock covers. So I was really impressed by the cardstock covers. So
yeah, I think that's been kind of the number one thing that I've noticed more than anything is like the quality in this book. Obviously a lot of people judge a book by its cover, but really well done. And I read some of the stories, and I was talking to Tony Pryor, and I was telling him some of the stories that really got to me. And like Imogene's story, for example, was kind of heartbreaking. Like I'm kind of the heartbreaking guy, right? Like tear. Other Henry, that one got to me. And then Killer, the first one, I really, really loved the heck out of.
Yeah, that one was so it's just so charming, but at the same time, like, whoa. It adds just that extra layer of mystery to the master. Like, what's he doing? How long's he been doing this? The dog's going around doing that. I'm like, that's so good. I mean, but their expressions in that story were really priceless.
Yeah,
but Tony's got his favorite expression in that issue.
Yeah, I love the story where Other Henry gets attacked by that cat. It's
yes.
so many fun drawings of that cat going crazy on that poor dog.
And for those that haven't read it, I mean, once you read it, and then Tony, maybe you can't say it, but I was looking at one of the stories, and there looks like there's a familiar house on there. So is that true or false?
Yeah, in the first story?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could say it.
Is it here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota?
No, it is not.
Where is it then?
It's in Haddonfield.
I just wanted you to say it. I looked at it and I'm like, oh, that's a nod that I love at the end of the day. For those that don't know, Tony and I are huge Halloween fans. And let's just say that I don't know if there's a for sale sign out front for Strode Realty. So we'll just leave it at that. There's a lot of fun stuff in here. And for those obviously knowing that this is a 2-issue series. And one of the things I noticed in the back as I was reading it was you had mentioned, and I thought it was so good. You said, thanks to all of you returning readers. Hopefully these stories added to your enjoyment of the book. I certainly think they did. I mean, I almost want more. And we hope this felt more like Lord of the Rings extended editions and not like when they put that CGI Jabba the Hutt in the first Star Wars. And I thought that was really cool. And for those also that haven't checked it out, there are a lot of Easter eggs in there, especially for Stray Dogs group people on Facebook. There is a ton of dog pictures in there, and it's really cool. And there also is a preview for the new Tony, what was it? Monkey Meat?
Monkey Meat, yeah.
Monkey Meat coming out, which looks to be pretty crazy. So you're getting, well, I shouldn't show anything yet. Look at, I went like this, Tony. I went. So Corey, why don't you queue up something else here when I tell you to? And there we go. So you can jump over to TonyFleece.com, and maybe I should have done this. I shouldn't have done this, but you're all going to do it right now anyways. But we have
I'm doing it right now.
We have a foil. This is a Tony and Trish exclusive. Foil Dog Days #1. It is on a very heavy stock. That is not raised lettering, folks. That is flush with the book. It's beautiful. It's actually got very much a texture to it. I mean, it almost looks like grains of gold in there. It's down at the bottom. The image logo is also foil. And as you can tell, this is a companion piece to the #1 cover. She's looking now in, and so it's the total opposite. So Tony, Trish, kudos on making that. I think most people get that. The back has, of course, the illustrious Scotty Young with a quote on the back. There we go. And again, you can tell how shiny it is. And that's it. That's all we have to offer, right, guys?
No.
If we don't,
right.
There it is. There you go.
No.
We've got that. There it is.
You mean there's more?
But no.
No.
There is a blank cover.
This is my favorite cover.
This is the one you guys had to work the least on, right? Stray Dogs #1 Dog Days. This is a blank. Both of these right now are being sold together. There is no foil on the blank, by the way. I always get my hands mixed up. Both of these are being sold together right now, and I'm going to explain this all for people if they're not reading it, so they can jump in. There is a total of 1,000 of each made. We want to make sure that we're upfront with everybody and we let them know. There is a reason for that. There are 400 sets on TonyFleece.com. Those 400 sets are these 2 books. They will be, whoops, as I drop them, these are mine. These will be shipped together. Trish, don't put the face. These will be shipped together to you as a set. We're only selling 1 set per customer at a time. For the first hour, that is it. 1 set per customer. I'm the one shipping them, so I've kind of come on to help Tony and Trish with how I felt would be best to do this. If we see that you order 2, 3, 4, I'll just refund you. I mean, it's literally, don't blame Tony. You can blame me. I'm going to go in and just click refund all the way down until we get to 1 set. After the first hour, you can buy as many as you want, but these are literally factory built for 2 books in 1 mailer going out to you. So if you want to order 5 sets after the first hour, you're going to get 5 packages shipped out to you. This is for simplicity and the fact that I'm really tired from shipping for 1 full year, and wanted to help Tony and Trish out with this. So the other quantity, you're wondering, well, if you're only putting 400 up, where are the rest going? Up here. They're going to have the rest of them. I do not have them. I have enough quantity to cover what is needed for shipping. The rest will go to them and will only be with them when they are at appearances. So whether that be an in-store signing and they have them with them, whether that be at a convention, they will have them there. They may be more than they are on the website. It could possibly be that.
They will definitely be more than
they will definitely be more. So we just comboed them up to make it cheaper because foil would be at least $30. They are more expensive. In fact, Tony and Trish have heard me go on incessantly this past week about what's the unit cost per book. And really trying to drill down on that. Both foil and blank are more expensive to make, and it's kind of crazy, but they are because of the paper stock and the quality. And that's just the best that I can tell you. So
blank costs more than foil. That was
yeah. When we started doing the research, we were like, wait, the blanks cost more than the foil to make. There is a foil shortage out there too, folks, for those that don't know.
And I already drew on one. Yeah.
What?
Look how nice that is.
Jeez. I'll send you my address. I actually I love that. Hold it up longer. I think people want to see it. They don't want to see us. Wow.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
I sat down with the full intent of drawing like a bunch of them, and then I did this one and was like, wow, that looks really cool.
I'll just keep going. That is beautiful. I love it.
So
okay.
I see already claim.
Yeah, claim. We're gonna have a ton of people asking that. Make sure you head over to TonyFleece.com. We've got it scrolling there in case you are unaware. You can go there. If you have any problems getting in or finding anything, please let us know. Corey will let us know, and we'll go from there.
Pulled up too.
There we go.
Phone's blowing up. I'm going to put it aside, though, so we can talk about Stray Dogs.
Yeah, we can talk about Stray Dogs. So if I had to pin you guys down, we'll come back to the sale again, but if I had to pin you guys down and ask you favorite story out of the first issue, you can only pick one. I know, Trish, I know you're – just go ahead and say which one you're going to pick. It's okay. You don't
have a massive bias, so if I take my bias out, I'll take my bias out. It's the Gucci story. Because the Gucci story contains a lot of subtlety, and it's almost basically like a silent story.
Mm-hmm.
So that one to me is pretty special.
Okay. Tony?
I like the Other Henry story the most. The Other Henry has like my favorite drawings, some of my favorite Stray Dogs drawings in it. And the cat that we put in is our flatter Lauren's cat, who passed away. So it was special for her. Like that made it special for us too. And I just think it came out good. And it's a real Stray Dogs type of story because it's very grim, but it's also, really cute and also really violent and fun. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And as I said, that was one of my favorites. I mean, I get to say all of them are, or that I like all of them, but I always say, I mean, I enjoy all of them, but there's always a few that just kind of hit me. And like I said, for some reason, I can see a story in each of these hitting people differently, and that's the beauty of having different characters. And you didn't tell the same story over and over because each of these animals had a different way that they came about, and that's so cool. And
well, that was the real trick of doing this follow-up thing, was like, basically, if you did the story of how each dog came to the master's house, they're all the same. Like, he broke into their lady's house, he killed
Right.
the lady, he took the dog. So it was about figuring out different, like, what moment from these dogs' life would be interesting to show, and sort of like what would be interesting ways to show them. So like Trish was saying, the Gucci one, I'm really proud of that one too, because I think it was a fun way to tell a story without doing a traditional narrative. And it's like, if you read, the locations and the times and the comments and everything, it all sort of adds up to a story. And also figuring out how to do these stories in like between 3 and, I think our longest story in this one's like 9 pages. So it's just sort of like how to do these stories really succinctly was fun.
Yeah. And I think, like you said, the Gucci one, I read through it and I'm like, man, there's so much to read in here, because I'm reading usernames and I'm reading what they're saying. And so much of it, it's not written as you would write. It is written as you would text.
Yeah.
So much in there is really interesting to me. And then,
and we actually did that one almost Marvel style, because it was just like, the script for that one just said, like, Trish, draw a bunch of cute Gucci pictures and vacation pictures and stuff like that, and then we'll put it together and figure it out. And so I didn't actually do the comments and stuff until I was lettering it, and so I would text Trish and be like, shoot me some comments. And so like a few of them are just ones that Trish was like, OMG, your dog looks like an alien, I love her.
Oh yeah, and like usually how I like comment on things is like 4 of these emoji, or like, whatever, fire emojis. Those are cool.
I thought it was a cute story from the thing of like, my wife loves tuna. Anyone that's ever seen tuna, I mean, most of us know who tuna is, and like, she's got tuna shirts, and like her other teacher she works with gives her stuff. And so for me, seeing that story, it was like, yeah, there are literally dog influencers out there, folks. I mean,
I mean, my first dog comic was I worked on the Boo, the World's Cutest Dog comic for Dynamite. So I definitely have been keeping an eye on dog influencers for years now. And sort of like when we created Gucci, that was always the idea with her, was like, this is a dog who's like an Instagram dog.
Yeah.
And now she lives in this house with all these other dogs.
And eventually gets on an EC comic homage.
Yeah.
So there you go. Reading through some of the comics people have ordered. It looks really awesome. Someone said, are you guys selling the original art for this beautiful foil?
We will be. Yeah, I think we're gonna go through Felix again. We're not sure about the whens and wherefores yet, but it'll be sooner than later, I would think. But far enough away from Christmas that you don't have to sell anything, sell your house.
And for those that are wondering, Felix, a friend of mine, Felix Comic Art, they originally had put, I remember, contacted Tony, and I kind of, people are now texting me that censorship.
Yeah, this is what I get when I click on it.
Yeah, I was trying to make sure my phone wasn't ringing. So anyways, that's my computer, but I'm not itching my head. It's probably nerves because it's sold out. But anyways, I'm reading some of the comments here. But anyways, Felix Comic Art, great job, does a great job, good pricing, and he had everything from the first run up there. And oh dear Lord, there's going to be so many for this one. But it's your chance to get a really nice piece of original art. And speaking of original art, I wanted to surprise you guys because we have someone who did a piece of original art that's going to be coming on here also. And let's see if Corey brings him on. It's the world famous Bill Morrison, brought to us by 4C Comics. If you haven't checked out 4C Comics, that's 4C, like 4 in the letter C Comics. Make sure you go check them out on Facebook. good friends of ours. We are starting to partner up on a lot of stuff. Bill Morrison, one of my favorites, got to hang out with him at Kansas City, and he did your 1 in 50 that you're all trying to grab as fast as you can. So as you get the gold foils, you're trying to get the 1 in 50 cover, and you're camping out in front of stores and things like that. So Bill, we're grateful that you just hung around backstage. There we go.
Yeah, there it is. Thank you. Thanks, JJ.
Yeah.
I just want to say I was really honored to be asked to have any part of Stray Dogs because I'm a fan. And my wife's a fan. We've read the comics in bed side by side, and just to be a part of this is really cool. So thank you, Trish. Thank you, Tony. I also want to give props to Trish because my artwork, although I drew it and painted it, it's the first time I was drawing these characters, and I got as close as I could to being on model. But Trish did an amazing overdraw of my drawing to just put everything on model and make it really perfect, which is something I usually have to do over other people's drawings of The Simpsons.
Oh.
So I totally get it.
Oh, that's cool. Well, I mean, I appreciate even the opportunity. It feels kind of like a little collaboration of sorts, but that was really cool.
It is. And you are amazing. I'm a big fan of your art. And we haven't actually really met up until this point, I don't think.
No, and nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. And Tony and I go back a ways. But anyway, thank you for letting me be a part of your universe.
We wanted you to come on for the celebration, and I guess for me, I've always been a fan of your stuff, and then getting to really kind of meet you and hang out with you and Ken when I was with Doug, and going over there and getting Funkos, with remarks, and just seeing how quickly you were doing stuff. It was so masterful. And I always said, man, if you ever get a chance to meet Bill Morrison at a show, you 100% should, because he's fun. And he's got a lot of unique stuff there. But I never knew this, and this is bad on my part. Tony broke it down for me and told me, hey, did you know Bill used to do a lot of movie poster art? And I said, well, no, I know Bill from The Simpsons. I mean, that's kind of what I think a lot of people know Bill from. But Bill, as long as I have you here, can you tell me about some of the movie posters that you've created over the years?
Sure. Well, the Stray Dogs cover I did is an homage to one of the posters that I did years ago for Oliver and Company.
Oh, one of my favorites.
Thank you. I did a whole run of Disney posters. I worked at a studio for a number of years that, we basically were contractors for Disney. So they came to us. First one I did was a re-release of Cinderella. And I did 2 posters for that re-release. And then Disney liked those. And I started doing pretty much every re-release. And back then they would release the films into theaters, the old classics. So they would need a poster for that. So I got to do Peter Pan and Bambi and Rescuers, Jungle Book, Fox and the Hound. But I also got to do the new ones. So I did the first Little Mermaid poster and Oliver and Company, as I mentioned, Rescuers Down Under, Roller Coaster Rabbit. I'm a huge Roger Rabbit fan.
I was going to say that's a Roger Rabbit cartoon.
Yeah. So they, so amazingly, Disney put out the money to do a whole one sheet just for that little short cartoon that appeared with the Dick Tracy movie. So I got to do that poster. Prior to that, before I was doing the Disney stuff, I wasn't doing cartoon stuff at all. I did the poster for House, the 80s horror movie. That with the rotting severed hand.
I'm just going to stop you right there. If people don't know the House movie poster, like if you're a horror fan, like I don't know how you would not know it. I think it's one of the most recognizable horror poster
It is really iconic.
It really is. And then when they did House 2, yeah, I believe it was like, you know, 2 fingers pointing over there or whatever it was. But
well, the first one we did had the hand with a key.
right.
And so it was going into a lock rather than pushing a door buzzer.
Yep.
But then I think for the video, I didn't do the art of the 2 fingers, but I think that was one of the video releases. So, I mean, the image was so iconic that they started having other artists,
Yeah.
You know, kind of riff on it for video and for trade ads and things like that.
So as everyone else thinks Simpsons, right? And Trish will think Disney because Trish loves Disney. I'm gonna be like, yeah, I know Bill Morrison. He did House, and it'll be a big thing. I would love to see. I know Tony jumped out of here, but I don't know why I say this, but wouldn't it be fun to see a Stray Dogs Simpsonized version?
Oh, totally. They just did a thing on Disney Plus. And it's really a big commercial, but it's kind of fun because they mashed up the Simpsons with all the Disney and Star Wars characters. So it was like a prolonged advertisement for just for Disney Plus. And so it's weird because you see sort of Simpsonized versions of all these Disney characters.
Yeah.
So they're almost on model, but they've got the overbites and maybe kind of bulgy eyes.
Yeah. That's it's crazy. Tony's back. Tony, I noticed you jumped off for a minute. Were you doing some management on the site?
I was doing some IT work, which is not what I do. But the site, the books seem to upset Shopify for a second, and now we're back. So if you're having trouble finding the book, it should be back up there now. Okay.
And like we said before, please stick with us. I'm not on there right now. Tony may jump in and out just to make sure there's only orders of one. If he sees more than that, he's going to refund them. They'll go back into stock. We'll just make sure that works that way. So
they're back, everyone. Go get them.
Yeah, if they're there, grab them. And so, Tony, I was just talking to Bill about movie posters. And
I was listening.
Yeah, there you go. And I got to geek out again over something, which is the best part of this whole thing, So
there was I meet a lot of younger people in this business, people who were kids when I was doing those horror posters. And again, that's like everybody. They know me for The Simpsons and for Disney or the Beatles or whatever. But when they find out that I did the house poster, they geek out. And it's really funny because, these are very cool contemporaries of mine. We're both working in the comic industry. There should be no reason for them to geek out around me because they're seasoned professionals and, have their own credentials. But when they find out about the house poster, it's like, oh my God, I had that poster on my wall when I was a kid. And my mom caught me renting the video. And
well, and I think, again, just to bring this up, the 1 in 50 Stray Dogs variant was done by Bill Morrison. And I know both Trish and Tony are big fans of Bill. And I know that was such an honor to have you do that. And, to me, that was one of the coolest things that I saw, that you were doing the 1 in 50 and that it was an actual homage to one of your original posters. And, I just want people to know, as a quick aside, as we sit here and talk about Stray Dogs and, we talk about Simpsons, for those that don't know, Bill is really accomplished as an artist. I've seen some of your work that has been painted or airbrushed or what have you that Ken has shared with me. Again, if you haven't checked out 4C Comics, please do. It's not just all Simpsons art. I'm just absolutely telling you that there is an amazing Death of Gwen Stacy image that I continue to look at, Bill. It's
gonna be a print one of these days.
I swear. Yeah. Just, but,
anyway. I used to do, when I was in advertising, they were giving me too much money. Because advertising pays way better than comics.
Sure.
And it was just too much. I couldn't, I just couldn't keep cashing those checks. So I went to comics.
There you go.
Because I just wanted to make less money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a bad gig. Bill, did you hit any comic shops today? Let's ask that. Did you go to any comic shops and walk around and say, I did the 1 in 50, or did you just stay home and work?
Yeah, I stood at the racks and I just hung out, next to Stray Dogs. And if people came up to get a Stray Dogs comic, I'd be like, these are okay, but talk to the guy behind the counter because he might have the 1 in 50.
It's so great. Great.
I saw a lot of those of your covers out there today, just at the one shop I was at. And I know just based on numbers that we sold a bunch of them. Usually when you do a variant with that high a number, like there's only, like I did a Spider-Man one last year or this year, and it's super rare because, nobody's buying 50 copies of Miles Morales Annual #1.
Yeah.
But this one, you're going to be signing them for a while, I think, because there's a bunch of them out there. So,
well, congratulations to you, because that means you're selling a lot of the other editions, right?
We did real good. Sorry to speculators. I want to apologize in advance. This is not a low number book anymore.
So,
it's not, but one of the things we also want to talk about too is that, we know that there's a lot of copies out there, whether it be the 1 in 50, whether it be any of the exclusives and the uniqueness and the toughness to get some of them. And remember, that's kind of what collecting is all about. Stray Dogs is going to wrap up after its second issue. And that's it for now, unless some sort of germ hits their mind and they want to go forward with more stuff, it is a complete story as far as they're concerned. So you have time to continue to collect those books that you want, as your income allows, all of those things. Because if you're all chasing them right now, oh my goodness.
I think you should move on to other pets. You could do stray turtles, stray parakeets.
I like this. Trish, how are you at parakeets?
Oh, I could get some parakeets. I could draw some parakeets.
And if Bongo was still in existence, I would totally pitch a Stray Dogs Simpsons crossover.
Yeah.
Oh,
I could see maybe Herman, the military shop owner, is related to the master.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm just riffing here.
That guy's up to no good for sure.
Or Snake, maybe Snake.
No, you talked about it while I was off doing website work, but we were so excited to have Bill do this cover. Trish was really over the moon about it because it's just sort of like the career that he's had is sort of the DNA that made up Stray Dogs. Like he's done these Disney things and he's done these horror things. Forget about the stuff that he's really actually famous for, but like the stuff that he was doing back in the day is sort of like the germs that grew up to become the story. So we're so psyched to get, the actual, syrup from the maple tree of Bill Morrison. I don't know. I'm too tired to come up with it.
Can we put that as a quote on the book?
I'm just happy you tapped me. That's all I can say.
Yeah, there you go.
Can we put that on the book also? I'd like to have both of those on the book. I can say, in all honesty, when I first talked to Tony and the #1 issue was coming out, I had asked him who he wanted to do something with, and I remember he specifically said he really wanted to do a Bill Morrison cover of some sort right when the first mini series came out, but was trying to make sure it was successful, all these different things. So I think it's so cool that it ended up being the 1 in 50, and again, it plays on everything, right? And even when I read the story, there's a certain scene with a dog that has something in his mouth that almost played off of House for me.
I actually pitched a couple of different ideas, and Tony and Trish liked the Oliver and Company idea, but I did one that had a severed lady's hand with the door buzzer and the side of the house holding a leash, and the leash was kind of torn, like it had been slashed, like along with the hand. But I think we all liked it, but it wasn't. It didn't have any dogs in it. It wasn't, visually, it was just kind of weird.
I think you pitched one with a dog paw too, and we were like, that's way too far. And then
too far.
And then Image, usually the way those covers work is they'll send us like a sketch, and we'll go like thumbs up, go ahead and paint this or draw it or whatever for all the other retailer variants. But last week, somebody just sent in a finished painting of your house painting, but with a dog paw. And I was just like, that's so grim.
Wow.
But it was so well done. And it's Victor, it's the Dalmatian. And I'm just like, Trish, I got to leave this up to you. Like, I don't know.
It's his ghost leg. It's his ghost leg.
But it was, in fact, the paw, like his missing paw.
It was the correct paw.
We found a way to make it work. So that one's like a Bill Morrison homage cover will be out next month. With Dog
Wow. Okay.
But for issue 2, that's a retailer exclusive.
Unbeknownst to us, it just came fully finished.
It came to us fully finished.
They asked forgiveness, not permission.
That's the great thing about doing something that's so popular, and it gets into the zeitgeist and it generates homages, and you find these things coming out of nowhere where people are just like, hey, I'm a big fan and I'm also super talented, check out what I did. And when it's of the quality that you're like, print it.
Go with it. So we'll make sure you get a couple of those when we put.
Oh, cool. Okay,
that'd be really cool. And Bill's probably going to have now Stray Dog idea. People asking, do you have any of those on paper? Is it a rough? Is it? I can't wait for Ken to have to field those questions for Bill. But for those wondering, I'll just ask too. For those wondering, the 1 in 50 original art, has that been sold yet, Bill?
No, I still have that.
Is it going to be for sale?
Yeah, I think so. At some point. Yeah.
Trish just rose her hand.
Well, I always defer to the creators whenever I've got original art. So
very cool.
So we'll talk.
Cool. Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Well,
she's gonna spend all her Stray Dogs money on Stray Dogs art.
I don't know what to do with it. Just I just love it all so much, and the things that people create with these characters just blows me away. So, it's great.
By the way, I just want to make one quick impassioned plea to all the non-DC executives and Marvel executives that are not watching this because they aren't. Let's say that they were, maybe they weren't. But man, I am telling you right now, there's a lot of animals out there in the DC and the Marvel universe. And once again, this isn't the House of Ideas here, but I would love to see those two. In fact, the entire team come and work on something maybe in the Marvel universe or the DC universe. And I think a lot of you that are in the comments would like to see that too. Doesn't have to be Stray Dogs, but I think we all know that they have worked some magic when it comes to telling animal stories over the years. And I think it would be really cool if they had the opportunity to take what's been done with Stray Dogs and what we know they can do and transfer that now over into a new property that they can tell another new story with something else. And I'm sure a lot of you would agree with that. So that would be really cool.
Legion of Super Pets, I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you.
Yeah, Super Pets. There's some other ones, but
Super Pets.
Trish and I did that
pizza dog
cover.
Yeah, we did a pizza dog cover.
We would love to do just a bunch of superhero dog covers for a little while. That would be nice and relaxing.
It wouldn't cause us any trauma at all. It would be good.
Trish and Tony, let me just throw it out there. If you guys ever got the opportunity to do, a pizza dog mini series or something like that, would you guys be game for that? Would you be up for that?
Oh man, of course. Like that would be super fun. We just finished watching Hawkeye at Christmas. And of course, I read the Matt Fraction Hawkeye run where he showed up. I love that character. Also, there's like Doctor Strange's dog. Like, there's a lot of Aunt May's dog. Like, Marvel's got a lot of dogs. DC, of course, has got a lot of dogs.
Yeah.
I want to be like the George Perez of dogs. I'll draw every single one in comics.
That's pretty lofty.
Yeah.
Crisis
of Infinite. You need to do like a big group shot of every comic dog ever created.
Now you're talking, man. That sounds like a good idea. By the way, the product keeps going down, and I keep putting it back up, so it's back up now.
Good Lord, Shopify must be having a fit today.
Well, usually I sell about a page every couple of weeks or a page a month, so it doesn't know what's happening right now. It's very
hopefully you're on a list somewhere with the government at this point, and
the government's definitely keeping track of this money.
Yes. For those, I want to also add, because I have to take a little bit of stress off myself. I'm going to be shipping these out. I just want people to know. Right now, we're just waiting on some shipping supplies that are coming. They are on their way. Give me a little bit of patience here. They'll be out, as we stated, in the next couple of weeks. We'll have everything out. Like I said, we only have 400 sets to get out. We're actually have a long box right here of them. For those that didn't see them, I'm going to put them up one more time in live and in living color. It's just amazing. I mean, I believe that like, if I wanted to be QVC, I believe this is real 21 karat gold.
That's right. It's like that gold they put on chocolates at fancy restaurants.
And I believe
edible gold.
We have the Stray Dogs blank too. And again, these are both of them. And so, yeah, they'll be cool. And like I said, just before we move on to other things too and jump off, and usually we have a lighthearted time with all this stuff, but we're trying to jam a bunch of information in here. And I also want to see the Book of Boba Fett tonight. I just wanted to make sure that I ask you guys. So we've got number 1 out. Number 2 comes out. When is the date for number 2?
January 26th.
26th. Yeah, FOC's on my birthday. What?
Yeah,
FOC is when?
January 3rd.
Okay, so send Trish all your happy birthday wishes on Facebook. Just overload her inbox with everything.
Trish did the 1 in 50 for issue 2. Sorry, Bill. And that they just put that out a couple of days ago. And so that's exciting. I'm excited for people to see that one and try to get their hands on that one. And then I guess we could probably tease that there will. We don't know if there's actually going to be more gold because of the supply chain, but there will be another Trish and Tony exclusive that will match this and match the issue 1 cover. So that's finished and that's all ready to go to print. And it's just a matter of Image figuring out if they can allocate enough gold foil for us at the printer. But we'll know about that as we get closer. We'll know about that after FOC actually, but yeah.
So for those that are wondering, yes, there is another Trish and Tony exclusive coming up. I thought that my job was done. It's not, although of course I knew that. And hopefully they'll get that gold in there. I know they're really asking to make sure that they can get the gold on there again. I'm telling you, these really pop. I really mean that. It's like super cool. And it wasn't just like a throwaway image, again, let's take a look at it. Everybody has seen it already, but it really is a companion piece to the first one. And I think that's, I guess to me, that's so cool at the end of the day that first one is really the beginning, the opening of everything. And now we know, thanks for putting that up, Corey. To actually see that the reverse of that. I mean, my mind still can't wrap around how I'm seeing that. That's how great that's done. And I think it's awesome. I mean, I absolutely love it. Appearances. Let's ask about that before we jump off and let everybody get to where they need to get to. Trish, we've got people coming in. Maybe they came in a little bit late. You're going to be doing a signing locally in your area, you had said?
Yeah, it's just going to be informal. Probably just going to pop into Collector's Corner in Parkville, pop over to Third Eye in Annapolis and say hello to everyone, sign some books. And
will you at least make it public so people can like not be like, hey,
I'm going to be here at this time, like show up.
Yeah, maybe give them a heads up, a little bit of a heads up, do that.
Yeah, I want to tell the shop, just like, be ready, here I come. Yeah.
I mean, I think you should. The customers want to see that. Tony, you did a signing. You said today.
That one tomorrow too. I'm in Colorado Springs for Christmas, and I'll be at Iron Lion Comics, which is by the Chapel Hills Mall, tomorrow between noon and 5. Signing Dog Days #1s, and then I just looked at my calendar. The next convention I have is I'll be at the East Bay Comic-Con one-day show. A good friend of Bill and mine, Steve Wyatt's show, and that's on February 6th. So that's in Northern California. And then I'm too frazzled to even remember where else I will be. But I'm doing less shows this year. When Dog Days 2 comes out, people will get a peek at sort of like what's coming next. I don't know why I can't get from behind this. There we go. People will get a peek at what's coming next, from me at least. And I'm working on sort of 2 books at the same time this year, and so I'm going to be super busy. I'm drawing one, and I'm writing and sort of like doing a little bit of the artwork on the other one. So it's going to be a hectic year, but it's all creator-owned stuff, which is the dream. So I'll be mostly working on that, but I'll definitely be popping out to as many conventions as I can stomach. No, I love conventions. I love to travel.
By the way, Tony, real quick, Doug Mankey, I spoke to him a couple days ago. He told me to tell you hi and asked how you were doing.
When are we gonna? That's what I want to do. Just send me to whatever shows Doug's gonna do.
Yeah, I have a feeling you guys are going to work together sooner versus later.
Nice.
And Bill, I know you've been going to shows. I know Ken is saying, Bill, come on, let's go to shows. Do you have any shows coming up? Yeah. Do you have any shows coming up that you know of off the top of your head?
Yeah. The first one I have is Great Lakes Comic Con.
Oh,
which is kind of in my backyard.
Yep. Up there in Michigan, right?
In Michigan. That's February 25th, 26th. And the one after that is in March, the Lexington Toy and Comic Con in Kentucky. And I'm actually going to be a special guest at Comic-Con this year in San Diego if they have it.
Awesome.
So that's going to be amazing because I've been to Comic-Con as a part of a company for years, either part of Bongo or part of DC. But I've never been a special guest. So I don't know what that's like. I'm looking forward to it.
I think it's a pretty high honor, to be honest.
It sounds like it's red carpet treatment, and
it's a lot of advertising for you, but it also, I think, speaks to the longevity of your career too, and I mean, it's one of the top things they feature. I think that's really, really amazing. Nick Barucci just popped up here, buddy of mine. Hey, hi, Tony, Felice, Trish. Hi, JJ and Bill. So Nick Barucci with Dynamite Comics. He's in there. And Albert Tomista Jr., who we all know, is going to be at the East Bay Comic Con. Albert, bring every Stray Dog book you have for Tony.
Albert, I'll bring blanks and foils there, so you don't have to buy them online.
There you go. Again, we have
buy them online too.
Yeah, do both. I was just trying to cut Trish out of this arrangement.
I thought we were friends. Right in between the shoulder blades.
What happened?
Well, let's wrap with this. I'm going to wrap by first off just saying thank you. I want to thank Trish and Tony for bringing Stray Dogs into our life. Like I've told people before, and I'll say it till the end of the day. When Tony first pitched it to me, I just sat there and thought, that's like the best idea I've heard in a long time, and it was like the shortest pitch ever. And he's been a good friend to me for a long, long time. I'm very proud of him. He knows that. I'm not going to get any sentimental beyond that, but he knows that. I've been there since the beginning of these dreams he's had, and to see him reach these goals, I know that there's more for him beyond that. To be able to now meet Trish through all of this has been awesome for me also, to have another friend. And then Bill, I've been a fan of Bill's for such a long time, and so to get to actually meet him, this is what comics is all about and the fun of it. And Stray Dogs is just one of those things that I think I'll come back to each year and want to read, just like I do a lot of stuff. So, it's kind of fun when you get around those Christmas holidays and the breaks and you decide to pick something up to read. It's
also, it's one of those books that you get excited about recommending to someone.
Bingo. Yeah. And I think it's I know people think it's weird when I say this, but if you have people that are into certain things, and they enjoy kind of suspense and mystery and all these other things, Stray Dogs is a great pickup. I mean, you can get it at any local comic shop. I'm sure it's probably Barnes and Noble, wherever you may be. Always support your comic shop. But if you pick it up and you want to give it to someone, or if you happen to have a copy and you want to give them one of yours to read, I mean, remember, the world of comics all began for every one of us here with someone giving us a comic at one point, or us somehow stumbling across one. and that's how we keep this growing. Last thing we'll have is we'll clearly have Tony and Trish on again. Bill, I always bring people on here as like a special guest, but it's really a trap. And what the trap is that I want you to come on here, and we're going to do a show for you.
Sorry.
Thank you. There we go.
I only do guest shots.
Yeah, there you go, Bill. You're locked in. So
He doesn't do one-on-one. He only panels.
Yep, and then we'll have Tony Fleece pop on, or Trish as like a surprise guest. Well, it's kind of like Ghosts of Christmas Past.
Hey, I liked being a surprise guest before. That was fun.
You started it. You kicked it off, Trish.
I'm a trendsetter.
I know you are. That's just the way you go. Trish, you showed that drawing you were doing already, right?
Mm-hmm.
That everyone claimed. Let's see that.
Yeah, that everyone claimed already.
Yeah. Isn't that just gorgeous?
Really great.
Anyways, so head to TonyFleece.com. It's scrolling at the bottom. Check it out. I don't know if we have inventory left. I will tell you that we are probably, I don't know how many minutes away. I guess we'll have to look and see. Do we still have them in stock, Tony?
I think they're still in stock. The site keeps going up and down. Hold on a second.
It's down again.
Watch me put it back up.
Tony's going to keep an eye on that.
I'll be watching it all night. Don't worry.
Yeah. And again, it's
have a quick call with Shopify.
It's one per person. Please read that little thing that's up there that says important. I wrote that, and it's not the reason you have to read it. That it's important, but you have to read it to understand what we're trying to accomplish. You can buy as many as you want after the first hour. We don't have any 1 in 50s. Hopefully, Bill has some 1 in 50s, and if he did get some, hopefully he'll have some available. Maybe at the 4C over there. You never know.
I think so, yeah. I mean, Tony was gracious enough to send me some comps, and so I do have a few.
Okay. So if you haven't checked out 4C, make sure that you also check out 4C again. The number 4C Comics. It's very simple. And you can see Bill on there. He's on there quite a bit. It's a ton of fun. He brings out a lot of stuff from the archives, so to speak, and Bongo and all kinds of cool stuff. And if you get a chance to see Bill at shows, make sure that you do stop by and see him. If you get a chance to see Trish or Tony, make sure you stop by and see them too. Out of the three of them, Tony's probably the one I wouldn't want to visit with. But see, there you go. It's because I love him. But again, thank you guys for joining us. We'll try and do this again for number 2. I feel like I need to do the doorbell number 2 or something like that. Maybe we could have Bill do like the number 2 intro for us or something, like draw a quick sketch of it so it look like House 2.
When I come on the next time,
yeah,
there's a fan in Australia who's really talented, and he builds these 3D versions of movie posters.
Okay.
So he's done and he puts them in like a box, with glass panels, so you can look in, and he lights them the way the objects are lit in the poster. So he did the house poster, and he sent me one.
Whoa!
So I'll show it to you when we meet again. But it's a 3D sculpt of the hand, the side of the house, the door buzzer, and everything, and he lit it like hot from above. So there's like hot lights at the top in the top of the box. And then there's these cool purple lights in the bottom. So it lights the hand perfectly. It's all painted, the detail, like right down to the worm coming out of the top of the hand. It's amazing.
Trish and Tony are going to want to be on for that one, or at least watching that one.
I'm definitely going to tune in. Yeah.
Yeah. That's super cool. Well, hey, everybody, thanks for checking everything out. Again, it's been a hectic year, but this is to me one of the best ways to end it. I have 3 of my favorite people on here, 3 of my favorite creators, and we hope that you will support anybody who's got a Stray Dogs book out there. We hope you're able to get a copy today. And again, remember, it's all about chasing that collection and just keeping it growing and doing all of that. And so this isn't the end, as we know. We have followed Tony and Trish and Bill and everybody through all of this stuff, and they'll continue to keep putting out great work. So if you love the stuff they're putting out now, keep following them, keep supporting those creators that are doing stuff. And that's about all I got. So guys, thank you so much. Please be careful out there when you're out at your appearances and your shows, and have fun. And thanks once again to 4C Comics now I feel bad if I say for letting us borrow Bill Morrison. Yeah, I know.
Don't feel
See,
bad.
every
Don't
show
feel bad
has to end
because
on
it
a
makes
bad
me
note.
makes me feel like a movie star.
I know.
Like on the old radio shows, if like a movie star appeared, they would always say courtesy of MGM.
Yeah, courtesy of
Pictures.
4C Comics. Okay, so we're
that
good
just,
to go.
don't
All right.
apologize. That just makes my ego.
Yeah.
There we go. So we're gonna get that Simpsons stray dog drawing done. We have to somehow, some way.
Do the
that would be
Crisis
the
on
coolest.
Infinite Dogs.
Crisis on Infinite Dogs. We're still gonna do that one.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's a lot of really crazy ideas coming out of this. So, anyways, thank you guys for all tuning in. Thank you for supporting.
Thank you, JJ.
Yep. Thank
Happy
you
New Year,
guys.
Thanks so
everybody.
much.
Yep. And we'll see you guys all soon. Very, very soon.
Good seeing you, Tony, Trish.
Good to see you too.
You too.
Thanks again, Bill.
You
Thank
bet.
you.
Talk to you soon.
All right. Bye, guys.